I'm bliss, highly favored. I'm bliss, highly favored.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. In today's video, I have created a year-long storyline that perfectly depicts how Cody Rhodes should turn heel in the WWE and how that perfectly sets up Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns Part 3. Now, I've been working on this for very, very long. I think this took about 2 to 3 weeks to fully come up with. It's very, very long, so grab a snack and enjoy the video. But where does it start off? So, it's a little bit after WrestleMania 42. I would say about Money in the Bank-ish, but Money in the Bank is actually in September. But around that timeline, Backlash, after WrestleMania, and Cody Rhodes retains his championship at WrestleMania. But after WrestleMania, he loses the championship, whether that be a Backlash or a Saturday Night's Main Event, whatever it is. And it's because of Randy Orton. Now, this would be unintentionally. Maybe Randy just comes down, and I wouldn't say Randy, RKO's Cody or something. I wouldn't say he attacks Cody on accident, none of that. But maybe he just comes out and it distracts Cody, or he's distracting the referee, and then Cody's opponent takes advantage and cheats to win. So Cody is no longer champion, and it is because of Randy Orton. The SmackDown after that, Cody is very forgiving, of course, because that's just how he is. He forgives Randy Orton, and he enacts his rematch clause for the following pay-per-view, and Orton accidentally costs him again. Now, maybe the first time it could be where Randy distracts the referee on accident, and then Cody's opponent takes advantage of that. This time, it could just be Randy Orton coming out. Cody doesn't want Randy to be out there, so he gets distracted by that, and his opponent takes advantage again. Then, the SmackDown after that, Cody is absolutely ruthless. He has no remorse for Randy. He's just absolutely tight. And in the midst of them arguing, Cody and Randy on SmackDown, Solo Sikoa and Tama Tonga interrupt them, of course. I don't know why Solo, I just feel like he always does that, where when two babyfaces are arguing, Solo always comes out and they end up fighting. So Solo Sikoa and Tama Tonga come out. I would say Tama's United States champion by then, because obviously we saw Tama Tonga looking at the United States championship from Eli Dragunov. I'm not saying that's going to happen right away. Obviously, this is about 6 months from right now, so Tama Tonga can be United States champion then. And that's the main event for the SmackDown. Cody and Randy team up to take on Solo and Tama. And in the match, Randy Orton accidentally RKO's Cody Rhodes. So then Solo Sikoa would push Randy Orton out the ring. Simone spike Cody. 1, 2, 3. Solo and Tama win the match. And now Cody is absolutely furious. He's had enough of Randy Orton constantly screwing him over. So he snaps and attacks Randy Orton. Then, the following SmackDown, Randy Orton would kick off, and he feels sympathetic towards Cody Rhodes. He feels bad for Cody that he cost him his Universal Championship. He cost them the tag team match. So Randy feels bad for Cody. And then Cody Rhodes comes out and he apologizes to Randy Orton. He says, "I'm sorry, my emotions got the best of me, whatever." Orton forgives him, and then they embrace. And then suddenly, a mysterious figure comes up from behind Randy Orton and attacks him. And the mysterious figure reveals himself to be Lexis King from NXT. This is shocking. People are thinking, is Cody starting a new legacy? Obviously, Lexis King, the son of Brian Pillman, Cody Rhodes, the son of Dusty Rhodes. Maybe this is a new legacy starting to form. But they assault Randy Orton and they stand tall over him to end that segment. And in the main event of that same SmackDown, Lexis King defeats Randy Orton somehow using some kind of heel tactic. Maybe he low blows him. Maybe Cody gets involved. But that same night, Lexis King defeats Randy Orton in his debut match. Over the next 2 months, Orton and Cody continue their feud. And ultimately, Cody Rhodes will win the feud. And that is it for Randy Orton in this saga for now. So now Cody Rhodes is officially a heel, and he's running around with his buddy Lexis King. Then, Over the next few weeks, Cody and Lexis are fighting some of SmackDown's top babyfaces. Preferably, I'd like them to stay away from some former friends of Cody, like Jimmy Uso, Sami Zayn, so maybe they could fight like not Sami Zayn, like Eli Dragunov, Rey Fenix, people like that. So moving away from this for a little bit, Tama Tonga, who is the United States champion, would issue an open challenge in which Ethan Page would answer the open challenge in making his debut, and he wins the United States Championship. So Tama Tonga is no longer United States champion. It is now Ethan Page. And then the following week, Ethan Page would keep that tradition going. He says, you know what? Why not? I know he's a heel, but he's feeling cocky and confident. So he said, why not? I'll issue an open challenge as well. And that open challenge will be answered by none other than Big Jimmy Uso, trying to get the United States Championship. He's been trying to get it for a while. But Ethan Page retains using heelish tactics, whatever that be. Low blow, hits him with the championship, whatever he does. Big Jim is furious. He's talking to Nick Aldis that he wants a rematch for the United States Championship. So Nick Aldis understands. He sees that Ethan Page cheated. So he would make the match official for WrestlePalooza. And we get Jimmy Uso versus Ethan Page at WrestlePalooza. And during the match, Jimmy Uso has an Uso splash. And then suddenly, the referee is pulled out the ring and Jimmy Uso gets attacked. But it's not known who attacked him. So we move on from that. And in the main event, it is Cody Rhodes and Lexis King teaming up to take on the Wyatt Six for the Tag Team Championship. So somehow, down Cody and Lexis' road where they were, attacking all of SmackDown's top babyfaces, they ran into the Wyatt Six. So now they're challenging them for the Tag Team Championships, in which Cody Rhodes and Lexis King win the match. But it's not clean. It's with help from Ethan Page. And it is revealed that Lexis King was the one who got involved in Ethan Page's match and helped him retain the United States Championship. So after that, Cody explains on SmackDown how he negotiated Ethan Page joining him, and ultimately Jimmy Uso would interrupt. And he's questioning Cody Rhodes and some of his new moves. Like, why are you aligning with Ethan Page and Lexis King? Why are you acting like this? You were my friend. Cody Rhodes tells Jimmy that he never did anything wrong. And he tells Jimmy that he actually has a spot, and he's been reserving a spot for him in his faction just for Jimmy Uso. And Jimmy Uso says he will always accept that offer as long as Cody Rhodes goes back to being his true self. Cody Rhodes says, fine, the decision is yours. I just want an answer by the end of the night. And in the main event segment, Cody Rhodes is lifting Jimmy Uso up, telling him how he can, bring Jimmy Uso to the next level. Jimmy Uso declines. And then he gets attacked by all three members of the faction. They lay him out and he stands tall to end the night. The following week, we see another promo from these three guys. Jimmy Uso interrupts again. And Nick Aldis makes the match official for the main event. Cody Rhodes and Lexis King. No, my bad. Ethan Page and Lexis King versus Jimmy Uso and a partner of his choosing. And it is revealed to be none other than the returning Randy Orton. Randy Orton is back, and he still wants revenge on these three guys. Jimmy Uso and Randy Orton win, which makes Nick Aldis make the match official. For Crown Jewel, it'll be Randy Orton and Jimmy Uso taking on Cody Rhodes and Lexis King for their tag team championships. I just realized I had these titles and I never put it on them. So I only have one though, but I'll put it on Cody for now. That's the match for Crown Jewel, in which Cody Rhodes and Lexis King retain with help from the new member of the faction, Ricky Saints. The following SmackDown, Ricky explains why he joined the faction, and they kind of drop references at AEW saying that they've been treated like outsiders since joining WWE. All four of them explain how they've been treated that way. And how they've been treated like outsiders because they came from AEW. There's a few references from AEW in there, and the faction just fully establishes themselves. This is the core four of the faction. Backstage on that same SmackDown, we'll see Jimmy Uso talking to someone on the phone. We don't know exactly who he's talking to, but we see him on the phone speaking to somebody. And Randy Orton would cut him off at that point. Talk to Jimmy, of course, now that they're kind of partners. I don't know why I can't get that championship on Cody Rhodes right, but it is what it is. At the end of the night, it is Jimmy Uso versus Ricky Saints. Ricky Saints will make his debut, and this will be the match for Ricky Saints, his debut match on SmackDown. Ricky Saints would win clean, no shenanigans, none of that. But after the match, Cody's faction assaults Jimmy Uso. Randy Orton would make the save, but is not enough. The faction still has the numbers game. And then we see Jey Uso come down to the ring. He'll have a steel chair or something that'll get the faction out of the way. And Jey Uso saves his brother and Randy Orton. Cody's faction leaves the arena, and Jey, Jimmy, and Orton stand tall. The following week, we see Jimmy on the phone again until Jey Uso intervenes because he wants to speak with Jimmy. Jimmy's asking Jey, why did you have no remorse? Why didn't you, care that you were attacking your former best friend Cody Rhodes? And Jey tells him, it's because of what Roman's been telling me. I got to start thinking for myself. And if you start doing the same, then we can be successful again. Jimmy understands, and we move on. The following week, we see Jimmy on the phone again, and then now it's Jey questioning Jimmy, who are you speaking to on the phone? And Jimmy tells him that he'll understand by the end of the night. And in the main event segment, we see Cody cutting a standard promo, whatever, and suddenly, halfway through the promo, the lights go out. And the lights come back on, and we see Jacob Fatu make his return and attack the entire faction. He lays them all out and stands tall to end the night. The following week, Cody and Fatu come face to face. In a standard promo, Cody reveals that he had Lexis King take out Jacob Fatu because, out of respect for Jacob, because they were friends. Cody tells him that he wasn't going to hold back at Saturday Night's Main Event. He had that planned out, that he was going to use the championship to his advantage and cheat to win. Obviously, about Drew McIntyre, when Cody recently used the belt to defeat Drew McIntyre at Saturday Night's Main Event. That's what he's referring to. Fatu cuts him off and tells him that that's all BS, and it's really because Cody Rhodes was scared of Jacob Fatu. After that, Jacob Fatu attacks the entire faction and stands tall to end the night. At Saturday Night's Main Event, we see Cody Rhodes, Ricky Saints, and Ethan Page take on the team of Jacob Fatu and the Usos. And ultimately, Cody Rhodes and his faction win with help from another new member. And this time, it's the return of Andrade. Andrade is now in the faction with Cody, Ricky, Ego, and Lexis King. The following SmackDown, these four men over here, Orton, Fatu, and the Usos, they're stumped by the new addition to the faction of Andrade. They thought they had it. They thought they had the numbers game. They thought they had it evened out, but now Andrade is in the faction. Andrade cuts a promo explaining why he joined the faction, and then Cody Rhodes goes on in that same promo saying that he's done with Fatu, Usos, and Orton, and that he wants to move on and get his Universal Championship back. Then Nick Aldis comes out and says that he'll give Cody that championship match if he and his faction can defeat Orton, Fatu, and the Usos inside of War Games. Cody gladly accepts that offer, knowing that him and his faction have the numbers game over Usos, Fatu, and Orton. And over the next few weeks, they're struggling to find out who their fifth member will be. But the SmackDown before War Games, Fatu says he finally found a partner. And in the main event, him and his partner will team up to take on Cody Rhodes and Lexis King to determine who gets the advantage at War Games. Nick Aldis then intervenes and says, fine, since Cody and Lexis haven't defended their championships, their titles will also be on the line. So not only is it for the advantage, but it's also for the tag team championship match. So this is the main event of SmackDown. Fatu and his mystery partner, who ends up being Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn comes in, a former friend of Cody Rhodes, and this is the main event to determine who gets the advantage and it's for the tag team championships. But Cody Rhodes and Lexis King retain, and they have now the advantage for the War Games match. At War Games, the teams make their entrance. Cody and his faction of Lexis King, Ricky Saints, Ethan Page, who's the United States champion, and Andrade make their entrance. And then we see Fatu, Usos, and Orton make their entrance. But Sami Zayn is the final entrant, of course. And when his music hits, he's nowhere to be found. And then we pan backstage, and it shows that Sami Zayn has been taken out by a mysterious person. We don't know who it is, but Sami Zayn has been taken out. So now this is the War Games match. The match continues regardless of Sami Zayn not being there. And when it's time for the Faces' last entrant, no one shows up until the lights go out. And the OTC comes in and fills in for Sami Zayn. So this is the new War Games match. Roman, the Usos, Fatu, and Orton versus Cody's faction. And to end the match, Roman Reigns pins Cody Rhodes and the Faces stand tall. After War Games, nobody is feuding with Cody anymore. That chapter is done. Only Fatu is still feuding with Cody. Obviously still mad that he attacked him and he didn't get his proper one-on-one match. So, Nick Aldis makes it official that the following week, it'll be Cody Rhodes and Jacob Fatu in the main event. But, it is a #1 contenders match for the Undisputed Universal Championship, since Fatu was screwed out of his Undisputed Universal Championship match and Cody still wants a chance at it. They make it a #1 contenders match, and the match ends in a double countout, meaning that at Saturday night's main event, it'll be Fatu, Cody Rhodes, and whoever the current champion is in a triple threat for the championship. And Cody Rhodes pins Jacob Fatu and is your new Undisputed Universal Champion. Cody 3-time. So now, at the Royal Rumble, Cody Rhodes and Lexis King will defend the tag team championship, since they haven't been doing that very much, and they lose their tag team championships. Doesn't really matter who it's to. At that same event, the Royal Rumble, Roman Reigns wins the Royal Rumble, and he has a tough decision to make. He can either face Cody Rhodes or the World Heavyweight Champion. Roman Reigns chooses the Undisputed Universal Champion. Of course, that was his championship that he held for 1,316 days. I could be wrong. You can correct me in the comments. He wants that same championship back. But Nick Aldis tells Cody Rhodes that he hasn't defended the championship yet since holding on to it. Since he won it at Saturday night's main event, he has yet to defend it. So at the Elimination Chamber, he will defend that championship inside of the Elimination Chamber. And the match is as follows. It is Cody Rhodes. It is Jey Uso. It is Randy Orton. It is Jimmy Uso. It is Jacob Fatu. And Sami Zayn returning from his War Games injury, of course. And the match kicks off with Cody Rhodes and Sami Zayn. And then the lights go out. And Kevin Owens' music hits. Kevin Owens is back in WWE. And he reveals himself as Sami Zayn's mystery attacker. He attacks Sami Zayn again, leaving Sami Zayn flat on his back for Cody Rhodes to take advantage. And Sami Zayn is eliminated from the Elimination Chamber match. And at WrestleMania 43, it'll be Sami versus Kevin Owens. The final two in the match come down to Jey Uso and Cody Rhodes to determine who will face Roman at WrestleMania. But ultimately, Cody still retains, and it is Cody and Roman at WrestleMania 43. At the event itself, Cody and Roman go at it for about 20 minutes. The first person to come down and try and help Cody Rhodes is Andrade. He comes down there, tries to help Cody after about 20 minutes of the match. But then Sami Zayn comes in to even the odds. And he comes in for Roman Reigns. But then Kevin Owens comes in to take out Sami Zayn after their match earlier on in the night. Then, Ethan Page and Lexis King, the both of them come down to the ring, or attempt to. They come down by the entranceway, and then the Usos ultimately stop them in their path. And of course, it's not a video unless everybody falls down. After that, we see Ricky Saints come in and absolutely spear Roman Reigns. So these guys are out now, out from the equation. It's just these two in the ring. And Ricky Saints come in and spears Roman Reigns from behind, catches him off guard. Cody Rhodes takes advantage, lifts Roman up, hit him with the Crossroads Trinity, pins him. 1, 2, but then the lights go out. And when the lights go out, we hear a very familiar song. Real quick, let me move Ricky to this side since he's helping Cody. And the reason why the song is so familiar is because it's the music of none other than Dean Ambrose. Dean Ambrose is back in WWE. And before you guys all jump in the comments, oh, that's impossible, it's not. Jon Moxley's contract with AEW ends in 2027, and that's the year that this is taking place. Now, it's not official if it's late 2027 or early 2027, but if it is early 2027, that is perfect in time for Jon Moxley, or aka Dean Ambrose, to return to the WWE. So he comes down the ring. He takes out Ricky Saints. He hits Cody Rhodes with the dirty deeds. Roman takes advantage, goes to the corner, calls for the spear, but Ambrose walks in his path and cuts him off. Because Ambrose has something else in mind. Ambrose lifts Cody Rhodes up, and they hit the Shield Power Bomb. Then Roman Reigns hits a Superman Punch, followed by a spear, pins Cody Rhodes, and wins the Undisputed Universal Championship. And that's how WWE can recreate the magic of WrestleMania 40. And that is it right there. That's the whole story that I've built out. But I do have a little bonus entry in. So if you guys want to see that part, go ahead and comment it down below. Just say we want to see part 2, and I'll be more than willing to make the part 2. But for now, that is going to do it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know your thoughts on this story down below and how realistic it is. And if you honestly hope WWE does something like this. But let me know all that and many more down in the comments below. If you enjoyed, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.
On bliss, highly favored. On bliss, highly favored.